Good morning. Trying this again. Hopefully, my phone allows me to upload this video. It seems to be working now. I'm not sure what the issue was yesterday. When I recorded several videos, I went back to post a short on my page, and the short was only like a minute and a second long. But for some reason it said that it was 10 minutes long, and it only played like the very end, like it was very choppy. You couldn't really understand what I was saying. So I deleted all of that I recorded. I disabled my gallery and my camera, and I downloaded another camera. And it was doing the same thing. I couldn't post it on Facebook. I couldn't post it on YouTube. Not really sure what's going on with my phone. I am having some issues. I have dropped it several times on opposite corners. So there's on the right top and the left bottom, it has cracks in it. I just can't afford to get a new phone right now. And it's giving me trouble. It's giving me a lot of problems. So hopefully this will work. It is 6:50. The kids have not got on the bus yet. Today I'm gonna go over my weight. I'll call this Weight in Wednesday instead of Tuesday. I have lost several inches over my whole body, so I think it's up to 9 inches over my whole body. I've lost last week I lost 2 inches off my waist and my hips. This week I have lost 2 inches off my waist and my hips, so that's 8. And then I've lost an inch off of my arms, so that makes 9. Really happy with this progress. I'm no longer having any issues going to the bathroom. I don't feel constipated at all. I'm only going every couple of days though. I have a rabbit that is due tomorrow night, but she seemed to be in labor yesterday. So I'm just gonna go and check on her. It's 7:06. The baby's just got on the bus. My 2-year-old is still asleep. So I'm gonna go check on her. If y'all notice a lot that I've been wearing my hair down, I just switched from, like, my husband buys these really cheap shampoos and conditioners. Because we have girls who have kind of long hair. At least one of them does. And so he's buying a shampoo and conditioner thinking that he's doing good, and really it's just damaging our hair. So I switched to, it's Pantene. I think it's Renew. It has a blue label on the front of it. Dee just switched to this as well, and her hair is doing a lot better with this new shampoo and conditioner she's using. So I try to wear it down more often. I can actually brush through it. My girl's hair is so much easier to brush as well. Alrighty, I see fur and movement in this box. It says Talia. Talia is my blue-eyed black otter doe. She's a mini Rex, and this color is really sought after. One of the does is already spoken for, of course. I've always already spoken for several does as well, so we're just gonna see what's in this box. Not sure what color this is, but it is VM. It doesn't look black. It's too much of like light color. Here's one the same, very heavy marked VM. Very pretty. Again, this one may be black, but it doesn't really look like it's black though. Here's a blue-eyed white. It's exciting. Daddy is a blue-eyed white. Oh.
This one may be a Harlequin. Oh, sweet baby. It's crying. There's another blue-eyed white. Here's a black. It's a VM black. You see a little white mark right there. It's almost barely marked. I know, Mama. There's another blue-eyed black, blue-eyed white. Sweet baby. And that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She did a great job, and she's over here. She's worried about her babies. This is the way that I'm starting at today. I just got some corn. I came to this local store that is Livonia Lumber Yard. I really do not go into Tractor Supply unless I'm at a swap. The reason being is at these local places, they literally like load everything into your vehicle for you, or Tractor Supply doesn't. You have to be like, hey, can you find someone to like load this into my vehicle? I feel like if someone comes in and buys more than one bag of 50-pound feed, someone should probably help that person. Anyways, I never had to load my feed here at the lumber yard or at the feed mill in Maryland. I really needed to come get feed, well, some corn yesterday for my animals. But honestly, I didn't feel like going out of my house. Some days I just don't want to talk to people. I talk to my phone, I talk to y'all. But sometimes I just don't want to get out of the house. It's as simple as that. So they didn't have the usual corn that they have that's 50 pounds. They have this 40-pound bag. They're hungry, so they're not happy with each other. Oh. So I'm just letting her feed them by hand for a minute.
Some more.
Now that I've fed all the big chickens, I have some bantams in cages that I have to feed. So they get crushed corn, like cracked corn. So I bought this grain grinder, I guess it's called. On Amazon, it was like $40. My husband actually paid for it, but so we come over here and we just hand crank some corn for the little ones that can't eat whole corn, and it does a pretty good job of grinding it up. And anything that hits the ground or lands on the table, the chickens eat it. The ducks are already at my feet. These are my Muscovy girls. So I'm just going to continue to grind this. Pretty easy. And then I'm going to feed my bantams. Okay, so I did get the test results back from my blood work that I had done on Friday. And while my test results from last year in June were not bad, I did bring down my A1C from 5.5 to 5.2. And let's see. My TSH, it was 1.3 and it is now 1.18. Here's my test results. The ones that's printed is from last year, and the ones that's in pencil is what I just wrote beside it so that I could see the difference. My glucose was actually 83, not 63. Creatinine is low. That has to do with your liver, I believe. Everything else was pretty good. I do need to get a vitamin D supplement. Everything was good on this paper. But on this one it says that, let me see if it'll focus. My MCH was low and the MCHC was low. And both are lower than what they were a year ago. So as far as I know, this is just has to do with the size of the red blood cells. And it pinpoints that there is an issue, possibly anemia. Also, it could be like a person has like low muscle mass, degenerative muscles. I have been anemic in the past. So during my pregnancies, I'm usually very anemic. Of course, I'm not pregnant now, but when I had my last two children, I actually had very severe bleeding afterwards. And I did not remember how bad I bled after my third was born until I was having issues after my fourth. So after my fourth child, there was a lot of heavy bleeding, and the nurses and the midwives were very concerned that they would have to go in to do surgery or something. They had gave me a shot after both deliveries to stop it, and it was very close to the point where they were worried that the placenta had broken and was continuing to bleed. They had to actually take the placenta and look through it to make sure there was nothing that was left behind. That can happen, but there wasn't. I was passing huge blood clots, and then my dad prayed for me and the bleeding completely stopped. So thank God for that, because I at the time was not worried about it. I wasn't worried about it, but everyone around me was very concerned. So that is another factor in why we are not having any more children. I did have my tubes removed because of the fact that we were just done. 4 children is enough. It's more than enough. And we didn't want to go through the scare of, possibly having another bleed, because it's happened 2 out of the 4 deliveries that I've had for my children. So I weighed in this morning at 227.4, the same as yesterday. I did go to the local store. They had some beef on sale for $3.99 a pound. I got some flat iron. I don't know what that is, and I also got some chuck roast, $3.99 a pound. Usually it's $4.99 on sale, and so it went down to $3.99. So I got 3 of those. I ate half of one yesterday. They had some pork chops on sale for 99¢. I got those. And I cut those up into chunks for the children, and I put it back in the freezer. They did have pork chops last night for dinner, so I bought a huge pack for $7 something, and it had maybe 9 pork chops in it, 10 pork chops in it. So I took 3, cut it up, gave it to the children for dinner. Take 2 and cooked it whole for my husband, and then cut up 3 more for my children for later on. I put it in a bag after I cut it up and put it back in the freezer, and then I put a whole nother pork chop in the freezer. So the next meal that they have, he'll have a whole pork chop, and they'll have some cut up pork chops. And I'm trying to make it easier on myself, because whenever I cook for them, I'm not eating what they're eating. Usually I do not eat very late at all. I try not to eat after 4 or 5 o'clock. I was eating before 2 o'clock. But that's just too far for me to go, because at night I don't want to feel like I'm really hungry right before bed. So to get rid of that issue, I stopped eating really late. And I don't want to feel burdened by cooking for them something that I'm not going to eat. So I try to make it easier that way. I did measure myself yesterday. From now on, I'll start doing it on Wednesday so that I can have weigh-in Wednesday instead of on Tuesday. But I've lost a total of 9 inches in the last 2 weeks. I have lost 2 inches off my waist, 2 inches off my hips, And then I lost an inch or two off my chest and some off of my thighs. So I'm making really good progress. So even though the scale isn't moving like a whole lot, I would like to see it move like every day. Really, you're not supposed to lose more than like a pound or two a week. But I'm doing really, really good. I've lost a total of almost 26 pounds since November. Slow and steady. I cut out all dairy out of my diet except for butter. I have now cut all sweeteners, like artificial sweeteners. So I'm not drinking anything with monk fruit in it. I do drink Gatorade Zero and I do drink Mio. Eventually I'll probably have to cut that out because it still has artificial sweeteners in it. I might just do like carbonated water, like sparkling water, and just only drink that. I haven't drank a soda since like the beginning of January, so it's been almost 2 weeks. It's almost been almost 2 months. It's been about 2 months since I've had any Coke or soda. I'm doing really good with that. I'm not craving it or anything. I think it's because I've been adding the Mio to my water. But I'm about to make some bacon. It is about 8:45. I got an early start this morning. I prayed, and then I headed out to get corn, and then I fed the chickens and the birds and the goats because they eat everything that I put out there. They're still getting out of their fence. I'm not sure how they're getting out. I have my suspicions that they're climbing this 8-foot, 10-foot fence. Somehow they're getting out of it. So I'm going to do some cooking, and I'll be back with y'all. So this is half of that beef roast that I got. I have 1 ounce of beef liver and 4 tablespoons of butter. So I decided to eat bacon first because yesterday I ate bacon first for breakfast, and then about an hour later I ate one of these halves of this roast. It was like 14 ounces. This is 13 something ounces. So I'm going to have this first, and then later, if I'm still hungry, I'll have bacon. Probably closer to the end of my eating window. Only because, like, I really wanted to eat this yesterday, and I didn't wait between eating, so I didn't eat. I overate yesterday on my calories, a couple hundred calories, which is probably why I did not lose weight overnight. I am on a calorie deficit, so I usually try to stay around 1,500 to 1,600 calories a day. And when I stay around there, I do really, really good. But I'm not trying not to look at the scale every day, so I'll try not to look at the scale again until next Wednesday, when I do weigh-in Wednesday. Yeah, so I'm about to eat this. I let it sit for a little while just to rest, because you want your steak to rest a little while. Okay, so I haven't done any exercising on my stationary bike since last Thursday. Today is Wednesday. I just haven't really felt like doing it. So I didn't do it Friday because I had a doctor's appointment, and then I didn't want to do it on the weekend because the baby just really wanted to be with me, like, constantly, and I just didn't want to find time to do it. And so I should have done it the last 2 days, but the baby has been waking up when I wake up, so I haven't really had any alone time at all. So she actually just fell asleep, put her down, and now I'm going to try to get on this bike as long as possible. And I have my water. Got my water jug. I need to put some shoes on because I'm short and I can barely reach the pedals, and if I put my shoes on, they help. I went to Walmart the other day and I got a waist slimmer. It's actually like shorts and goes all the way up over the waist. and it goes all the way up under my bra, and it's really good at pulling everything in. It's helping with posture. It does dig in a little bit right here in my ribs because I'm short, and so there's just a little bit extra material at the top. I think it was like $21 in the women's section at Walmart. So the reason I got it was not to be like constricted or to waist train per se. However, I do have a good bit of weight to lose, and I wanted to be prepared for loose skin. And this really helps for my clothes to fit good, and it makes me feel better about myself, because most likely when I do lose the weight that I'm trying to lose, I could have loose skin. So I'm just holding it all in there, and I'm really excited for the day that this doesn't fit me anymore and I can get another one. So I plan on continuing to use these. A lot of people who lost a lot of weight do. So again, I'm not trying to really waist train, as they say. I'm just using it to hold all of my skin in. Right now it's just fat, but one day it won't be just fat. And I do see some differences with a little bit of loose skin, but I haven't lost enough weight to actually have to worry about loose skin. However, this does really help my posture. I'm not leaning back or forward or to the side. I'm like really sitting straight up. It's helping support my core as well. I can feel my muscles, and it's holding them. It's just making me aware of where my core muscles are so that I can help strengthen them. But I'm going to do 15 minutes and then 15 minutes and then hopefully another 15 minutes. My timer starts at 15 automatically, so instead of just adjusting it, I'm just going to go by increments. Finished the second 15 minutes, and I decided just to go longer. I accidentally pressed the wrong button on my timer, and it went to like manual at times, so I just set it for 30 more minutes. I've already done 10 of those 30 minutes, so I have 20 minutes left. After those 20 minutes, it would have been an hour. So when I'm done with this, if the baby hasn't woke up, I'm going to put my feet on these bars and see if I can do some arm exercises. I really want to reduce this flab under my arms, these wings. So I'm going to see how hard it is to do these, and hopefully I can just add this after all my workouts, because I really want to tone and get rid of some of this fat on my belly and my arms. Even if my scale doesn't move, as long as my body is going down in inches, that's what I really want. It's like almost 80 degrees out here. It was cool in here at first. You can see the sun is really shining out there. I'm glad that I'm in the shed, not in the sun. However, there's not really any airflow. 10 minutes, I kept my feet up here on the center of this bike, and I just pushed and pulled for 10 minutes with my hand overhanded, and then for 4 minutes underhanded. I can really feel those muscles in my back. I did 14 minutes arm workout and an hour biking. It's hot in here. I want to get out in the air. Whew, my face is a little bit red. It always does whenever I do any kind of exercise. But now that I'm off that bike because I did it for so long, I want to just walk around and kind of continue working my legs, stretching my legs. And then I'm going to go inside and drink more water and relax for a little while. It's going to be all for today. I don't plan on eating anything else. It is a little after 1 o'clock and I'm not hungry, so I probably won't eat again today. I might have a bite of meat later on, maybe some ground meat or an egg or something that I already have boiled, if I feel hungry towards the end of the day, but try not to eat too late, as I've said. So thank you all for watching and have a blessed day.